Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about zygomatic bone. We will start our topic with introduction, and here you can see the diagram of the skull. The green portion is zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone, that is commonly known as cheekbone, is essential structure in the human skull. It contributes to the facial aesthetics, provide attachment point for muscles involved in facial expression and chewing, and play a vital role in protecting the orbit. Understanding its anatomy is crucial in fields such as craniofacial surgery, dentistry, and forensic science. Now let's talk about structure and location of zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone is a paired bone, meaning there is one on each side of the face. It is positioned laterally, forming the prominence of cheeks and contributing to inferior and lateral orbital walls. The zygomatic bone articulates with several other bones to maintain facial stability and integrity. Now let's talk about the articulation of zygomatic bone. It connects with the frontal bone at the frontozygomatic suture. It connects with the maxilla at the zygomaticomaxillary suture. It connects with the temporal bone at the zygomaticotemporal suture, and it connects with the sphenoid bone at the zygomaticosphenoid suture. This articulation ensures proper facial structure and stability. Now let's talk about the anatomical features associated with zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone contains several important landmarks that contribute to its functionality. That are zygomatic arch, that are the curved bony ridges formed by the connection between zygomatic and temporal bone, providing structural support for facial muscles. Then we have is the temporal process, that is a projection extended posteriorly to join with the zygomatic process of temporal bone, creating the zygomatic arch. The next anatomical feature of zygomatic bone is frontal process, that is basically an upward extension that articulates with the frontal bone, contributing to the lateral orbital rims. Next anatomical feature is maxillary process, that is a section of bone connecting to the maxilla, integrating into structure of the upper face. The next anatomical feature of the zygomatic bone is orbital surface, that is the smooth part forming the lateral and inferior walls of the eye socket, protecting the eyeballs from external impacts. Next feature is zygomaticofacial foramen, that is a small opening that allows passage of nerve and blood vessels supplying sensation to the cheek, and these features collectively contribute to the bone's role in facial control, stability, and protection. Now let's talk about the function of zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone performs several critical functions including facial aesthetic and structure, as it shapes the prominence of cheek, influencing overall facial appearance. The second function is protection of the orbits, as the bone forms part of the orbital rim shielding the eyes from trauma. The third function of the zygomatic bone is attachment for muscles, as several muscles including zygomaticus major and minor attach to the zygomatic bone, aiding in facial expressions such as smiling and frowning. The next function of zygomatic bone is support for mastication, as it provides structural reinforcement to muscle involved in chewing such as masseter muscle. And the next function of zygomatic bone is shock absorption, as the zygomatic bone helps distribute forces from facial impacts, preventing fractures in more delicate structures like in maxilla and orbital bones. Let's talk about the clinical significance of zygomatic bone. Zygomatic bone is involved in various medical conditions and surgical procedures. These include zygomatic fracture. As due to its prominence, the zygomatic bone is susceptible to fracture from trauma, affecting facial symmetry, chewing ability, and vision. The second significance is orbital blow or fracture, as damage to zygomatic portion of orbit can impact the eye socket, leading to the visual disturbance and restricted eye movements. The next clinical significance is in cosmetic and reconstructive surgeries, as procedures such as cheek augmentation and facial reconstruction rely on zygomatic bone structure for successful outcomes. The next clinical significance is nerve compression issue. The zygomaticofacial and zygomatotemporal nerve passing through the bone can become compressed, leading to sensory disturbances in the cheek region. The next significance is for forensic identification, as the zygomatic bone play a significant role in determining facial structures in forensic anthropology and identification studies. Now let's talk about the conclusion of the lecture. The zygomatic bone is one of the most structurally and functionally significant bones in the human skull, contributing to the facial control, eye protection, and muscular movements. Its complex anatomy makes it crucial in medical, surgical, and forensic application. Understanding its features and significance provide deeper insights into craniofacial health and medical condition. And this was all about zygomatic bone. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Thank you for watching.